Who's your guy out of those five?
Man, I feel like just in terms of just versatility, Jason Tatum
Yeah.
is the one. He can defend, he can shoot the three, he can shoot, he can create his own shot, and he's getting better with just facilitating too. But he's got like an all round game that he might not on an off night he can still have his the impact on the game as like I feel like more than some of the other guys. Obviously, Bam's good in that sense too. Like defensively, he's up there. But it's a guard dominated game. And, like that. Jason Tatum's got a little more sauce in that sense and longevity. Like De'Aaron Fox is also like, man, I don't know why. Like Donovan Mitchell. I'm not. I still.
You
I
still
know
have to say?
I know he's got this like the swag and like baby D Wade or whatever. But
Lots
I
of
don't
them.
know. I think he's just like he has like something about him, but it's not like
That you don't like?
I'm not sold about him yet. I don't know
What?
why.
Like I
Like
always, dude. Like last guy, I've been sold on Donovan Mitchell since the beginning. Like he came out of college and he's been dropping like points and slowly increasing his output. Just became an all-star this year. Obviously, he plays in a tough market to attract other players, but him and coronavirus Gobert, they're like a poor man's type of Denver Nuggets. I always been sold on Donovan Mitchell. Just like he's our age too, right? And him doing like pulling that Vince Carter jersey and dunk in the dunk contest, yeah, that sold me too because it's like that relatability, man. That's huge. But I guess you're
that,
not sold on him being a stud. Maybe if he was in a bigger market, maybe you'd be more sold.
man, I first of all the Vince Carter thing, I get it, but he didn't even dunk it as well. He didn't fully extend, and he plays on Utah. Like I was like, yeah,
Just roasted him. No,
like I was like, yeah. Like could you imagine like like being at the All Star game in Chicago and he pulls out the Michael Jordan jersey, or being in Atlanta and then just not playing for Atlanta, bringing out like a Dominique Wilkins jersey, and then
there you go.
just not doing the dunk like a double windmill as hard as he should have. That's why I felt. But yeah, I don't know why. Like I just look at him still and I'm just like I don't know. I think he's maybe because he's uber athletic. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I feel like I was just sound like a hater right now, but all these young guns are coming up, and like the guys that I'm like I hold over here, or like the Currys, the Hardens, Kevin Durant, the Westbrooks, Chris
Okay.
Paul's, like and the Dame Lillards. I still see them as like like steps beyond all these like young cats still. So
Yeah. So Bleska just wrapping up. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I guess you got to start to love him a little bit more, considering the amount of like shooting guards that are in the West. But yeah, one thing that I wanted to get to before we get to the overtime period, I guess, is the like Blesket. Number one, do you believe that other teams are helping the Lakers get stronger? Like they have a good.
hey, check. Did you hear that?
So what's that? No.
I think it's time for an overtime period, Alan.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, sorry, man. I think we're gonna have to do this on another episode. But
Right?
yeah, so here we are, another overtime period sponsored by absolutely no one.
Yet.
That was the wink out. But anyways,
Well,
hashtag speak your mind. And on this one, we got a question from one of our past guests, and it's actually it's interesting. It's interesting. Okay,
let's go.
so I guess this is hits up to like the baseball especially. Okay, and like track. Should we consider allowing athletes to use PEDs in their own leagues in order to see higher, more exciting Bo Jackson like levels of performance?
Interesting. Okay. Little upset we couldn't get to talking about the Lakers, but I know we'll get to that eventually. Um, but also awesome question by Ryan. It's nice that yeah we were just touching on NFL and then we touched the NBA and now we're touching on the MLB I guess for this episode. So just digging in, Bleska, I think that I don't know if you can. You can like I feel to be honest, in my opinion, if you're at the top level of your sport, you want to see like you want to see that realism, right? That grassroots type of talent from the beginning. And if you're having people doing PEDs and performance enhancing drugs, it kind of it makes it a little bit more artificial and hollow just for the spectator. Like obviously you want to see like, oh, if you give like PEDs to the pitcher, this guy's going to be hitting like more than 110 maybe or 115 miles per hour, which is exciting, right? But it's not like you lose that realism from like the guy who worked his way up but only pitches at like 90 miles per hour or 95. You know, what do you think?
There's two ways I'm looking at it. There's a way that you allow people to use PEDs, and then there's people that are going to do it and take it and take advantage of it, and there's people that still aren't going to be willing to take it that route too, right? And that would just create that
Division.
division there too. But then also you get all these people like in history that have taken PEDs and like have been caught like years later, and then the people beside them that have had to work a little harder for them, like a lot. Well, you still work hard with PEDs, but like still people who have were alongside them, like training in the same ways, but that medal that you get like retrospectively is not the same as what it tasted if you got it at your peak of your level of performance.
Exactly.
So in
Exactly.
that sense, that's tough. So but so I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with the no on that one. You know, they're like, as you said, that grassroots feel that got made it out the mud. That's so important. So what do you think about Hall of Fame players that are that rack up those numbers that are? What do you think about the Hall of Fame cheaters?
Okay, so just to dig in, I think because I've been involved enough in sports, like knowledge wise, and just tracking this type of topic for quite a while now. Like there's so many different sides to it, but I think it just boils down to two different things. So number one, if people and it's similar to my sentiment, like if these people cheated, um, obviously I don't feel comfortable having them in the Hall of Fame with these other people that have put the effort in and have made a difference in their sport, and they put up these records. But on the other side, you have because it was such a gray area, especially in baseball, where there had so many people taking PEDs, like the Roger Clemens, the Barry Bonds, but these guys set records too. So it's like a lot of those records have been like put an asterisk on, right? But it's not been wiped away. And considering the period where those specific players played in, there was a lot of PED use, and a lot of it was probably unreported. So it's more of like you put them in the hall, but then put them in a hall in the hall talking about like this was the steroid era, right? So I don't know. I'm more about the like, yo, you got to do it honest and do it the right way. But I can see the argument saying like these guys actually put up stats, and if the like if you're in a tough like if the situation that they played in was where everyone had that advantage, they should be in it too. But I understand that, but yeah, I feel the other way. What about you?
They it goes back to my last point about the people who were playing alongside them that weren't taking those. Like I feel like that just brings them up a little bit higher. But you can't change the past, as you said. Like it was that era, and a lot of the numbers that are there. Oh, that's just something that's like when numbers are just untouchable because of that, and it kind of taints the game a little bit. But can't change history. It is what it is. So those Hall of Fame jackets are a little different, but what can you do? I guess at this point. So do you take away if they won, like does that put an asterisk on their team accomplishments and all that too? It's like you can make a class about all these types of things. You can really write an essay about this. So yeah, so I'm with you about the hall in the hall.
The hole in the hole. I like
Hall in the
it.
hall. Yeah,
Hole in the hole. All right.
I think that wraps up our episode for today. So from the Bless and the chef, thank you for joining us in our kitchen. And ready, sign off. Fist bump.
Well, signing off. Right to the screen. Okay. Are we doing that?
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
All right, peace.
Coming at you with more content. Let's go.